You know, when you get to a certain size, people are going, you start not only being in the news, but comedians are going to start speaking about you. I remember Katt Williams did a whole skit where he talked about you.
Yeah, that's my
Re-
guy. And also, me and Katt Williams always been good friends too. You know what I'm saying, in the whole nine. And he was the host of my roast.
Right.
Yeah, he was the host of the VH1 Flavor Flav's VH1 roast. Yeah, he hosted that. You know what I'm saying, in the whole nine. And I heard, I haven't seen the skit, but I heard that he did a skit on me. And he said something about, at the end of the day, all Flav wants is his money or some shit.
Right. Well, he basically did a whole skit where he said, "Hey, Flav, how are you gonna let these people talk about you and say all these bad things about you?" And your response was, "I don't care what they say. They gotta pay me, boy." And broke out.
Yeah, yeah, it was something like that. Yeah.
Well, you had an issue with some of the things that Chris Rock said about you and some jokes.
Yeah, let me tell you something, man. Chris Rock, that's always been my guy. I always loved Chris Rock. You know what I'm saying? And when he started clowning on me, I kind of took offense to it. You know what I'm saying? Not thinking that, hey, this is comedy. I'm thinking, hey, this guy is lashing out at me. You know what I'm saying? But then again, I mean, hey, in order for him to be somebody, he has to pick on somebody. So I was the somebody that he had to pick on in order for his ass to be somebody. You know what I'm saying? In the whole nine. Um, I remember Chris way before New Jack City. I met him through my boy Nelson George. Nelson George was a writer for Billboard magazine. You know what I'm saying? And also, um, the movie New Jack City, Vlad, um, the part of Pookie, which Chris Rock played, was originally written for me.
Really?
Yes. And I went out there, auditioned for the part and everything. And they liked me and they were going to use me for the movie. It was Chuck D and Hank Shockley that went behind my back without me knowing it, telling the producers, no, Flav can't play that part because of what our music stands for, this and that, that, and this. So they ended up giving my part to Chris Rock.
Were you upset about that when you heard the news?
After I found out what happened, yeah, I was really upset. You know what I'm saying? And just like my partner Eddie Murphy, also let you know, Eddie Murphy was in my ninth grade English class in Roosevelt High School.
Mm.
We had a teacher named Mrs. Muckle. And Eddie Murphy had a movie called A Vampire in Brooklyn.
Right.
And the part that Kadeem Hardison played, which was his assistant, the vampire's assistant, whatever, that part was written for me too.
You didn't get that either.
And I didn't get that either. And the person that let me know that they gave my part to Kadeem Hardison was Lawrence Fishburne. And I'll never forget it. Because I was with my boy Heavy D. And
Rest
Heavy
in
D
peace.
was doing theater. He was doing some theater shit back in the days. And, Heavy was like, come on, Flav, I want to take you with me, man. I want you to meet Lawrence Fishburne. So it was Heavy D that took me to meet Lawrence Fishburne. And it was Lawrence Fishburne that said, yo, Flav, that's fucked up, man. They gave you a part to Kadeem Hardison. I'm like, wow. I'm like, how did you know that? But then again, hey, come on, this is the movie world. And it's but so big.